to another episode of Adventures in Fly Tying on FlyFishOhio.com. I'm your host, Joe Cornwall. Today we're joining you from the Cincinnati Fly Fishing Expo, sponsored by the Buckeye United Fly Fishers. We've got folks all over the place. What a great fly tying show. What a great time to be thinking about fly tying right now in the middle of the winter as it's so cold. But we're going to show you a pattern you're going to use when the water gets soft again. This is something I guarantee you've never seen before. And folks, if you fish with a spinning rod, you fishing with a casting rod, you want to pay attention to this because this is designed for you. Let's take a look. This is called the DropShot Fly. And what's so unique about this is tied on a standout drop shot hook. Well, what makes a standout hook so unique? It has two eyes. You'll see there's an eye on the top and the bottom, and this is designed to operate with a hook point up. So if we're fishing drop shot from our spinning rod, we would take our monofilament or our fluorocarbon, tie it to the top eye, leave anywhere from 6 inches to 18 inches of tag, come through the bottom eye, and then down below we would put either a couple of split shot or a particular drop shot weight made out of tungsten, and that would allow the hook to ride perpendicular to the line, making sure that our presentation is always right. Now you can do this on a fly rod too. This isn't just about a spinning rod. Imagine taking this technique and using this for high sticking in a steelhead run, in a trout run, smallmouth bass, underneath a scour and a log on those deep spots where you can't get with another fly. This is a control method. It's a finesse method. It is a drop shot method, something you haven't seen. I actually started tying this fly in 2001. The fellow who invented this hook asked me to tie a couple so he could sell the patent, and that's where this came from. I've been fishing them since then. This is the first time this has been shared. Let's show you how this goes. We take the hook and we're going to put this in hook point up. Now I've already cut from a rabbit pelt a zonker strip. Zonker strip, nothing more than a piece of rabbit fur. You can tie it, you can buy these. I'm going to measure this back. I'm going to push that hook point right through there so that is ready to be tied on. Let's take my black thread, lay down a thread base so the thread is nicely secured. I love this pattern because it's so easy to tie and you don't have to worry about getting all crazy about materials and things. It's just an easy fly to tie. Now, that's ready to go. Hold that to the top, come back, tie that on with several wraps of thread. Now you see I've left an awful lot of that shank open. Why? Because we want even a little bit more material. You can use black, you can use red, you can use whatever you want. I'm going to use marabou. And these are marabou blood quills. The blood quill, of course, is a feather that, as you can see, has a flexible center quill. What I'm going to do is find that point where that quill really becomes at its most flexible. So right about there, take that marabou back. I'm going to cut that right there where that quill starts to get thick. That's my tie-in point. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to strip away just a little bit of that material. I'm going to tie that on right back there. Now that is well secured. Bring my thread up. Now I'm going to do something a little unusual, something that actually we saw on the Jack Gartside soft hackle streamer. We're going to wrap a marabou hackle. Be careful of that hook point, but sweep that marabou to one side and begin to wrap that marabou around. What you end up with is a really nice fusiform or minnow-shaped body that's going to have a tremendous amount of inherent action. This fly, just sitting still on your rod tip, is going to be breathing and moving and wiggling like a live thing. The fish, well, they just can't stand it. This absolutely will drive them nuts. So if you're looking to show the fish something different, you can fish this on a casting rod, you can fish this on a spinning rod, using traditional drop shot methods with whatever depth of water you want to fish to. 10 feet, 15 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet, it'll work. You can fish this on a fly rod. I like to fish this on a fly rod using a sink tip line, a short fluorocarbon leader, and I will high stick this through scours, particularly through the scours right along where logs and things are, right across the river. You'll have a log come across the river, there's a scour underneath it. There are going to be fish holding under that, especially in the summer, but it's hard to drift the fly. I get a lot of control using this drop shot method with the weights below the fly. I don't lose my fly. So we've tied this on. Let's go ahead and put a thread head on there. Now, one thing about this particular pattern, of course, we don't have to worry about getting in there too tight, is it's going to be hard to whip finish that. So I'm going to do a hand whip finish with my fingers. If you don't know this technique, it's pretty easy. Just go ahead and practice it at home. I'm going to come around 3 or 4 times, tighten that in. Now that is actually finished. That's a nice whip finish right there. Let's do that one more time because I'm not going to use any glue on this particular pattern. Let me get that bit of marabou out of there. 2, 3, 4 times. Tighten that down. That's never coming apart. Go ahead and clip that off. Now take a look at what we've got. We have got one of the most interesting leech type patterns. All this incredible inherent motion. You've got a rabbit strip that's going to, once it gets wet, really move. You've got marabou that's going to constantly move. The fly is going to fish point up, so it's going to be less weedless. You're going to get a clean hook set. You're going to be able to use this on your casting rod, on your spinning rod, on your fly rod. Try this one next time you're swinging streamers for steelhead in those really deep scour pockets. I think you might be surprised how this works out for you. The DropShot Fly. You saw it here on Adventures in Fly Time with Fly Fish Ohio. Till next time, tight lines.